Hey, welcome back to True-Moto-Resto. And on today's video, we're going to take a look at a car, something a little bit different. Small change from the motorcycle stuff, but hopefully there's a lot of gearheads out there that still appreciate stuff on four wheels as well. We're going to see what's underneath the cover. So today is 9th of April, and we're going to take a look at what I have underneath the cover here. It's going to be the first time this car has seen the light of day for, I guess, about 6 months. So it is a 2017 Chevrolet Camaro 50 SS. It's the special anniversary edition commemorating the 50th anniversary of Camaro, which started the first one in 1967, and then this edition of car was produced in 2017 to mark the 50th anniversary of Camaro. So I've owned this car since brand new, January 2017, and it was delivered to me here by the dealer in the middle of winter, and they rolled it off a flatbed straight into my garage. So never even touched the snow. It's never seen snow, and it basically stays under the cover, attached to the battery charger, the tender there, all winter long. So I haven't started or run this since October. So I'm going to pack up the cover that I just kind of pulled off it. We're going to take the battery tender off. I'll get that off there. I'll check the tire pressures and pump those up if they need to be. I'll run the California duster over it just to get the winter dust off. And we're going to start it up for the first time. See them in there because they're kind of open right now. You can see them on that side there, which allows more of a, you can see it in there if you look closely. So they're open. I usually drive it with them open because it sounds better. So yeah, it goes like a scared cat. It's quick. But the other side of the coin is it's exceptionally good on fuel. So on the highway, I used to commute with this before I retired. I used to head down to Toronto from way up north here, so that was 300 kilometers each way, and I would get on the highway 7.5 to 7.9 liters per 100 kilometers, and that's doing an average of about 110 to 115 kilometers an hour. So yeah, really good on fuel, but bags of power and torque when you want it. And just show you inside. So it's got Alcantara sections of the interior, a few, not an overabundance of Alcantara, which just kind of like that fake suede stuff if you don't know what that stuff is. But most of the interior is dark gray and lighter gray leather. There is kind of there's a lot of accent colors that are lit up with LED in the doors, and you can change those to whatever color you want. I have orange because all the stitching and whatnot is orange. It is a 6-speed manual transmission, and the car does have features such as launch control and no lift shift, both of which I have never used because I'm just too much of a, no, I won't say wimp to use them, but I just baby my cars too much, and it's I just can't bring myself to do it because it is fairly violent. But yeah, it's you can put it in a mode where you can just put your foot to the floor and the computer will take care of the not over revving it, And then once you launched it, will control wheel spin for you, and then you can basically just keep your foot buried on the gas pedal and just bang the clutch and slam the gears, and between you and the computer you're supposed to be able to generate sort of the maximum launch and acceleration and all that kind of good stuff. It has paddles up here, which are not shifting paddles. It's for active rev matching, which is really nice for downshifting. It gives that nice throttle blip as well when you're shifting down, so that's kind of a cool thing. And yeah, just generally inside looks really nice. You can't really see it that well here, but embossed in the dash with little perforated holes, it actually says 50 right there, if you can see that. And I think the only place there's not really too much that says Camaro anywhere. It says it in the steering wheel and down on the door jamb there, and the rocker says 50 years of Camaro. Bose sound system, it sounds pretty good. So let's get the car cover off, get the battery tender off, and then we'll start it up. So there's the 6.2 liter V8 under the hood. I can't remember the moniker it goes with that engine, maybe an LT1. I can't remember if that's the so there's no battery under the hood, it's just terminals that are provided under here. The battery is actually in the back in the trunk somewhere. So yeah, there are no modifications whatsoever to this, so everything is stock factory. There's no air induction system or anything like that. It's just a factory 455 horse, 455 pound-feet of torque, and the 6.2 liter V8. So quite honestly, it doesn't need any more than that. It goes quite well, thank you very much. And we'll take a closer look at some of the decals and the paintwork when we get it outside in the sunlight. But time to get the California duster out and clean it off, and then I'll check the tire pressures. So here's what I use. California duster works pretty good. It doesn't scratch the paint, so they tell me. All right, we're back.
This vehicle is connected by OnStar to limited services.
Nice crackle.
This vehicle is connected by OnStar to limited services.
I have been known to stop my car when I get to the paved road and Swiffer it, or California duster it, because I can't stand driving it with dust on it. So just pipped at me there because I've got the keys in my pocket. So there we have the car in all of its glory. It does sound pretty good. Brakes are Brembo. Calipers can do with a bit of a dusting as well, but they've got the 50 badging on them as well. Got a bit of duster on there. And then, so it's got a matte gray or a matte black decal down the center of the hood, and then there's the orange with the ghosted 50. These are functional for air. More like air escaping, I think, from the radiator for cooling than they are. They're not really an induction scoop. Good sized front splitter. Good looking wheels. Sunroof. The stripe continues on the back trunk and the spoiler. There's no stripe on the roof. When I originally went to buy this, I was hoping that it did not have the sunroof, because because I don't use the sunroof a lot, and I actually prefer the roof line of the car without the sunroof, because it kind of comes across and it dips in and then comes back up, so there's a nice dropped channel in the center of the roof if you don't have the sunroof, which is what I really wanted. But these weren't very plentiful in 2017. I think the dealers got the option to order one, maybe more, but definitely just for sure one. So there was not a lot of these around when I went looking. So, and there was one locally, which was a bit of a stroke of luck there. So yeah, time to head into town and buy some paint for some bikes. Get a better look in the interior in the sunlight. Back seat, so if you're really short, you can fit back there. I don't think anybody's ever sat in those back seats. Here we go. We got about a kilometer of this gravel road nonsense. You can see there, it's got heads-up display. You can kind of see the tachometer, the G-forces gauge, and the speedometer in the suspended in the windshield there. You can change some of that. That's just kind of what I've set as personal preference. It just kind of sits out of in the road out in front of you, and it's not distracting at all. Funnily enough, it works quite well. Find it sounds really good on the overrun though when you let out of the gas.